The cases, they get struck off the roll. The cases disappear. When are we going to sort that out? We've been saying it for 3 years. Mkhwanazi is right. And the president must act, must clean everything the road. Why cases? I even said to you guys, why do cases disappear? I said that. I can have formed the best unit. We can do everything we have. Even in the IGR with the premier, I said, we're going to do all this work, but the criminals, we arrest them, and the cases disappear. Prosecutors, they must come and account what happened to the cases. I can tell, go and ask people from the thing is going to Eldos, Westbury, everywhere. And also even, you can even the commander-in-chief, Julius Malem, says that cases are getting, that's why there's too much gangster, it will never end in Cape Town. Because those gangsters have connections within the police force, the investigators, it goes all the way into the courts. And you guys have never followed up. And I'm like, we were telling you these things. Okay, go to Eldos there and check how many drug dealers have been arrested. You will find that even anyway, those investigations are not being done by the local police station anymore. It's been done by the province because they don't go anywhere. But you guys, you don't follow up. There is a serious crisis, I can tell you right now. Mkhwanazi is correct. Serious crisis. And what is painful is that people are dying. The drug dealers are known in Eldos. Drug dealers in Westbury are being unknown. Newlands, they are known. You want to go there with all these helicopters and launch for nonsense. Not going to work. That's why I did my thing. I did my assessment. I went to Operation Vaporize. The backlash we got there. IPIT wanted to charge TRU. How can you have TRU? Wanted to charge TRU. But we went in there, we beat up people and all of that.
TRU, man.
We had what? Videos on Operation Vaporize. You can ask them, ask the TRU. They came to MMC. IPIT wants to charge us for the Operation Vaporize. Manyam, go and ask him. The formation of this unit, you see, it's like every time you want to form a drug elite unit or a TRU unit, you get a backlash. We fought it here internally. Yeah, in JMPD we said, no, TRU is not going anywhere.
In SAFA,
yeah,
we cannot rule out the fact that when we say we are on a ticking time bomb in this country and that revolution is always around the corner, that has become more and more real in this country. Ever since 2021, we all know that it doesn't take a lot to light it up in this country.
Yeah.
It actually doesn't take a lot.
Yeah, we saw what happened in KZN, and all that would have needed in any other context, in any other country, was just a leader to just come up and say that I'm taking over and infiltrate whatever it is that needs to be infiltrated. And we have a coup, we have a revolution.
We need a coup,
bro. About coups, the outfit we were talking about yesterday at length, extensively, that appeared on our screens the other day. I'm not going to mention names because I'm trying to not be under scrutiny in that way. Has got a lot of people talking and saying that if you dare touch him, we will go to the streets. 2021 will look like a picnic. I've been seeing a lot of that kind of chat on the social medias, and it's easy to dismiss it as people just talking talks.
No, it's
but
not
in the
talks,
climate
bro.
that we are
If
right
this case
now,
is involved,
the idea
it's
of
not just
revolt and
talking.
revolution is not as far off as we think it is. And also, it's become so normalized as well for us to have protests in the country. I always talk about what those numbers are. We see it in different ways. So a friend of mine who's Palestinian activist, at 12 years old, he was creating his own fake bombs in order to help keep his own section of his community safe. So they would create fake bombs so that if the troops want to come into the community, they have to think twice before they come.
Because they're seeing these things that may not be real.
And that gives the community time to organize themselves so that there's as little damage done to them as possible. He was doing this at 12. That was what Fadi was doing at 12. And so he seemed like a good person to talk to about this question about whether we should be pursuing reforms or revolution. And I asked him this one day. I said, given the context that you come from, live in, and you're talking about we need change around the world, what do you think? Should we be focusing on reforms or revolution? And his answer always stays with me. He says, it's reforms and revolution. And he said, you cannot have a revolution without a reform agenda, but you cannot have reforms without a viable threat of revolution. And that statement really sticks with me because it says that a revolution without a real agenda that we agree on will be a civil war between us. And so we actually need to think about what reforms do we want. So I know we scoff at the idea of a national dialogue, but given how divided we are on so many issues in this country, it may be in our interest as citizens for us at least to talk to each other and come to grips with what reform agenda we want to put.
So
If we don't have a reform agenda, any revolution that comes may be us revolting against each other rather than against the state that we want to reform. But on the other hand, if we do have a reform agenda, it's not going to get us anywhere unless there's a viable threat of revolution. That means being organized. And being organized together is more powerful. So people ask, what makes the 76 generation different from young people today? What makes the 80s different from today? There's two differences. One is that there was a reform agenda that was clear.
It was clear from every side of that revolution, of that uprising, yeah.
And that reform agenda being clear made it easier for people to organize themselves and come together around common agendas. And so I worry in South Africa that we don't have enough common agendas, but we are all on the precipice of revolution every day. And so I wanted to ask people what you think revolution might look like in this country, and are we ready for it? If we actually had to go into revolution mode, guys, are we ready for that thing? Or would it be a way to weaponize us for nefarious ends? Would it be a way to get us to fight amongst each other?
Personally,
change the situation in terms of powerful people. And if revolution were to come,
I am not ready.
Are you going to the streets? Are you fighting it out? Are we taking down the system? What are we replacing it
The
with?
system is not broken. The people who are in charge are the ones who are fucking up the system. The system is perfect, right? But the people are in charge of fucking it up. So
serious cost. So I'm very curious to know, given where we are right now, what does revolution actually look like in the minds of South Africans? And do you think that that is where this country is heading? Because if it is, I think we need to start planning for what.
no, Tina, what we need is to get rid of those people.
The guys of drugs are very smart, my brother, very, very smart. You need to be way ahead of them because, you know, and the people that you are working with, General NHLANHLA is correct. It's correct in terms of the analysis. Those are allegations, the allegations, right? But in terms of his analysis and what he has been saying, in terms of this road, he's correct. And we've been saying that every single time. I know that not all men in blue are corrupt. There are those who are hardworking there. We know we've been working with them. For example, the guys from the Gauteng tracing unit. Those guys, they're working very hard. We've got guys from the K9 unit. Some of them are working very hard. It's not all of them, but you've got these rotten apples that are there, are corrupting the whole system. For example, we did a drug bust about them at Orange Farm. The station commander there was refusing us to book the drug dealer. And it's a known fact. I had to call the district commissioner of Sedibeng to force the guys to arrest the person. Again, my colleagues at the Midrand, I think is, this police station, we had a success here. Instead of my colleagues being very happy, we were looked as if now we are criminals. Why didn't come unannounced and everything? But we said that this was a covert operation and these are the drugs that we found and we want to actually book them. But they did anyway at the end. It's fine. The other one is...
Subscribe. Exceed. Look at me. Subscribe. Subscribe. Look, subscribe on Facebook. Gorgeous man. fuck?